It is the end of week 6. It was an interesting week because we had Monday off as a snow day, but I think we recovered well from the snow. I was honestly surprised that the kids weren't super energetic and excited after the long weekend. Um, I mean, I felt like in the past when we've had a day off or like finals, they come back like supercharged and ready to be back, but they honestly kind of mirrored the way I felt. Like I don't know, time off for me makes me feel like I don't want to be back. And they honestly were like pretty sluggish on Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm working on the middle school work sample. It's going really well. They seem to be absorbing all the information. I've had to balance a lot of stuff this week with Bella Voce, like doing that too. I figured it'd be no problem because Bella Voce is not till 3. It's actually proving to be such a super long day to start at 6:30 and then go till 4:15 with a little break in between, and it's a lot of work. And I guess it's probably realistic as to what, my life would be like, especially if I was doing musical theater after school. So I shouldn't complain, I guess, and it's what I love to do. So I just feel a little tired and like overwhelmed at the end of this week. Today was Valentine's Day at school, and I guess I was worried that it was going to be a little bit more crazy or hectic, but across the board, the middle schoolers and the man choir, although one guy in choir was like, "Do you want to kiss?" And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Oh, just kiss." That was the worst thing that happened. So I guess if that's the worst thing that happened, then that's good. Russ came and observed me today at the middle school. And he watched the girls' ensemble, which was awesome because they totally rocked everything today. And they, of course, are in love with the Meistersingers because they saw him at OMEA. So they were like, we want to impress this guy. And so they worked really hard for him since he was visiting, which made me look good. So I'm glad. And he had a lot of really positive things to say. I'm glad that he feels like I keep the pace really moving. And between his observation when he came and observed me in man choir and now, I feel like I really took some of his advice and put it into practice, especially taking some of his like plug-in activities, anything to do at the beginning of rehearsal rather than just calling for attention and taking roll or whatever. So that's good, and I felt like he definitely saw some improvement in that area, so I was really pleased to hear that. Overall, the week was pretty non-eventful. I have some really, really busy weeks coming up. I have a lot of concerts. Let me look at my planner. I have recruitment concert next week, which the kids are at the middle school. The kids are really excited for it. It's when the 5th graders come and listen to the bands and the choirs and hopefully want to join when they're 6th graders. So I have that next week, and then after that I just have concert. So I guess I'm enjoying some calm before and after the storm, since it's after the storm because we had snow. And since this next couple weeks are really crazy. As far as my work sample goes at the middle school, it's fine. I think I really chose the right thing, and they seem to really be understanding it, and yeah, so I guess it's good. I haven't started the work sample at the high school yet. I need to work on the test. Ugh. But I'll get that going as soon as possible. Obviously, I'm tired. There's something else I want to say. Oh, yes. Okay, so the recruitment concert's coming up, and I started to really notice some trends in the music with the middle school. So the 6th graders are not even close to being ready. Like, I mean, they could use another 3 weeks on their music. The 7th and 8th graders, I have like hardly anything left. I feel like I have hardly anything left to do with them, and maybe that makes me a bad teacher because I can't think of like, there's like no glaring problems. Like I feel the music, it might be too easy for them, but I picked it because I didn't want to pick stuff that was too hard. And now I am left with this, okay, so we have one concert next week, but then we have another week till the actual concert. So what do I do with them for the next 2 weeks? And it makes me almost worried that like I've spoon-fed them too much during the teaching process because there's no serious problems left to fix, and they're being so musical, and I mean, it sounds the way I want it to sound. Like, what do you do after that point? What do I do? I don't know. And I'm freaking out. And I'm starting to notice the same thing is happening at the high school. And although at the high school, they're not being musical, but they think they know all the notes and rhythms, so they're giving up and not working. They're like, we already know this. So I'm really trying to re-examine like my process of teaching music and whether or not I'm really doing it well. I just don't know. I'm so frustrated and confused about that. Really frustrated and confused. And I feel like a slightly bad teacher for it. But anyways, that's all I got today. I hope next week as well. We'll see. I guess just coming up, I just keep coming up with like ways for students to direct the rehearsal. So like what they want to work on, what they think needs work, and then trying new things. I just feel like I should have timed it better to not end up with like all this extra time in rehearsal without like a ton of things to work on. I don't know what I would do if I was the actual teacher. Leanne and Brett aren't helpful. I don't know. Oh, I feel like I hit their sweet spot too early, and they hit their peak way too early. So I guess I'll just wait and see what happens. Anyways, I'm going home for my mom's birthday because it's Valentine's Day. Yay! Happy Valentine's Day. Anyways, I can't believe I'm more than halfway through student teaching. It's going so super duper fast. But it's going well. I just need to start my high school work sample. Other than that, everything's great.